Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast, The Triathlon Kid. This is episode 1. My name is Suhaan Devavarapu, and I'm your host. I'm a junior at Granite Bay High School in California and a USAT national level triathlete. In this podcast, I don't promise easy answers or quick ways to do a triathlon, but I'd love to share my experience in this multidisciplinary sport. You know, I don't call myself a rookie or a pro. All that I hope is that listening to my journey motivates other kids and high schoolers to give this sport a fair try. I also hope my podcast inspires you to take the first steps and right measures to excel in this sport and become a triathlete yourself. So, the question I'm most often asked by other parents is, should my kids do triathlons? And my answer to that is yes, absolutely yes. Not only is it fun and adventurous, but it's great for longevity. And the best part, you're not bored or stuck with one sport with your quad. You have multiple sports that you have to be training for at a time that's convenient for you. And you're not getting bored doing the same thing over and over again, right? Another question that people ask me is, how can I motivate my kid to do such a tough sport? Triathlon seems so hard from what I've seen on TV. Well, my short answer to that is, all good things are challenging. None of us are just born triathletes, right? It's important to recognize your strengths and work on your weaknesses from the very, very beginning. For example, an elementary or middle school kid might be athletic and may show some promise in swim, bike, or run. That could very well mean that he or she has the potential to become a triathlete later on in their life. As a child, myself, I did cross country and track from elementary through middle school. I often went mountain biking with my mom and dad. However, I had also learned swimming from a pretty young age, but I didn't really focus on it. It was more just like a survival skill, right? So swimming wasn't really my strength. But when I decided to take triathlons seriously, not only did I have to train hard, but also I had to focus on my technique for speed and endurance, which was completely alien to me. Only then could I transition from the pool to open waters. So, now I just want to go into a little bit of what is a triathlon. It's a sport that starts off with swim, then bike, and then finishes off with a pretty long run. While you put different sets of muscles in your body to the test on 3 different sports, one thing that remains a constant test is your aerobic capacity. So, let's just take a little bit of a change here and talk about the 5 different types of triathlons and how each one caters to different fitness levels and abilities. The first is the super sprint, also known as the mini sprint. Then comes the sprint, then Olympic, then the Ironman 70.3, and the big kahuna of them all, the Ironman 140.6. Yes, an Ironman. There's a strong reason why they named it an Ironman. And just to be clear, all of these numbers that you're seeing for the 70.3 and 140.6 are all in miles. Doing well in a triathlon is dependent on how much time you're willing to put in on training. And therefore, it's important to choose your first race wisely. Personally, I've done a whole bunch of sprints in the past, but I find my comfort zone in the Olympic triathlon distance, which is a total of 32 miles. This includes a 0.93 mile swim, a 25-mile bike, and to finish it off, a 10K run, about 6.2 miles. So, why did I start this podcast? I recently did a social entrepreneurship program from UPenn and Schoolart Ventures, and it really taught me to think outside the box, to identify certain gaps and problems within our society, and create a plan to bring positive change and make an impact within our society. Triathlon is a sport I absolutely love and adore. I feel proud to be associated with it, and I see the benefits it's made to shape me to be much more stronger both mentally and physically over the years. But not a lot of kids are involved in this sport, and this is my effort to change that. My high school doesn't have a triathlon club, and it would be great to start one if kids show interest. I understand that life as a high schooler can be very overwhelming. Trust me, I have 6 APs. And trying to juggle homework, AP classes, clubs, and other activities can be a real handful. I really hope through my podcast, I can share my love for this sport and inspire some of you to sign up for your first race. It doesn't matter if you're part of my high school or community or listening to this podcast sitting on the other side of the world. I would be happy if I can inspire at least a few of you to pick up the sport. Again, this is Suhaan Devavarapu requesting you to subscribe to the Triathlon Kid. Please share your thoughts and feedback. And also, don't forget to send in your questions. See you on the next one. Take care.